Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Ryan Awesome, and welcome to the Ryan Awesome Show. Now, today on the Ryan Awesome Show, we'll be talking about Friday Night SmackDown for January the 24th, 2025. So, this is the night before tomorrow, Saturday night's main event. And yeah, overall, it felt like to me, I enjoyed like some of it, but overall, I didn't really enjoy the show. It just feels like every time, like the longer it goes, because it's 3 hours now. Like it feels like the longer it goes, it like the boring it gets, the more like how can I word it? It's like the longer it goes, the more boring it becomes. That's the thing. It's too long. The show is too long. It's 3 hours long on a Friday night. I can expect it on a Monday, on a Monday Night Raw, but like on a Friday night, it's just too much. But it wasn't entirely bad. But you know what? Actually, I thought this show tonight was better than last week's show. I thought it was better than last week's show. Yeah, they getting ready for this Saturday night's main event. That's tomorrow, and it just kept it was just boring to me. It was just boring, man. But there were some things that I did enjoy on the show, like the standoff with Jacob and Strowman again. The same thing that they did last week. The match that Priest and Carmelo Hayes had, I thought it was a really good match. That was it with SmackDown. That's all I have to say about it. Friday night SmackDown review on the Ryan Awesome Show for January the 24th, 2025. And if you're watching this video for the first time, hit the thumbs up. If you're watching this video right now, hit the thumbs up. And if you're new around here and you're watching me for the first time ever, hit that subscribe button. And right next to that subscribe button is a bell. Make sure you click on that bell so you'll be the first ones to know when my next video will be uploaded. So, yeah, we were live in Austin, Texas. So we started off the show with Joe Tessitore. Joe Tessitore, he was middle of the ring. And he interviews Cody Rhodes, the WWE champion. And so Joe had asked Cody about Kevin Owens. And so Cody has said, he asked the crowd, I don't know, what do you think, people, the fans? What do you guys think about Kevin Owens? And so they just started booing. Cody has said that Kevin Owens, 10 times out of 10, always choose the easy way out. And so Cody has said that the ladder match, it's anything goes, no rules, no referees, no disqualification. Joe Tessitore had asked Cody Rhodes, do you have a final message for Kevin Owens? And so Cody, he said, KO, don't forget, I beaten Gunther. I dethroned Gunther. And he said that, Cody has said that I'm the quarterback. A lot of people said I'm the quarterback of WWE. And Cody, he also said that he's a student. He's a student of Randy Orton. And so Cody has said that he have no problem punching Kevin Owens square in the face. And then Cody has said, I only got one thing to say to you, Kevin Owens, and that's good luck. DIY, the tag team champions, they were backstage with Pretty Deadly. Pretty Deadly had asked DIY for help, for their match against the Motor City Machine Guns later on tonight. And he asked them, what's the plan? What's the plan tonight? And so Johnny has said, hey, I'm not going to be able to help y'all. I got a match with Apollo Crews later on tonight. But you guys got this. We believe in you. And so Ciampa had told Pretty Deadly, handle your business. And so Pretty Deadly, they tried, to explain themselves. They tried to talk back. And so Ciampa, again, he was like, handle your business. And so Johnny, again, he said, we believe in you guys. You got this. You don't need our help. And so DIY and Pretty Deadly, they left. They went their separate ways. And so Pretty Deadly had ran into Legado del Fantasma. And so they were face to face and nobody said a word. And so Legado, they stepped aside so that Pretty Deadly can pass through. And so we went into the match with the Motor City Machine Guns versus Pretty Deadly. And so, yeah, part of the ring apron had got destroyed when one of the machine guns had hit the basement dropkick on one of the Pretty Deadly guys. And so to end the match, we had the skull and bones to one of the Deadly guys. I think it was the brunette. or brown. The brown hair, isn't brown and brunette the same thing? I don't know, but he hit the guy with the brown hair with the skull and bones, and so that was it. The match itself was good. Like in the beginning, it was quiet, but like later on, it picked up. And so after the match, the Miz was backstage with Nick Aldis. So Miz, he talked about the Cody Rhodes interview. He had asked, could he interview Kevin Owens on Miz TV? And so Aldis had told Miz, nobody told you? Nobody told you yet? And Miz was like, told me what? You're part of SmackDown via the transfer window. And so Aldis, he had welcomed the Miz to SmackDown. And so Miz wasn't happy about it. He wasn't happy about it because the Wyatt Six are on SmackDown. The Wyatt Six, who we still haven't saw yet. Miz had admitted that he was the person that sent the Wyatt Six to SmackDown. Miz, he had believed that Cross had something to do with Miz getting drafted to SmackDown or traded to SmackDown, whatever you want to call it. And so Aldis had told Miz, if I were you, I'll make friends right now. And so that's what he done the whole entire night. The commentary team, they were running through the show. And so Kevin Owens had interrupted Joe Tessitore and Wade Barrett. And so KO, of course, he had the Wing Eagle Championship. And KO was upset with Joe Tessitore for interviewing Cody Rhodes and not him. And so KO, he was standing on top of the announce table, yelling and screaming and stuff on top of his lungs, blaming the fans and all that stuff. And so KO says he's gonna show everybody why he is the true champion. Yeah, KO started talking trash to Matthew McConaughey. So Matthew McConaughey was in a crowd. So KO had called out Matt to try to fight him and stuff, and he said that the Texas Longhorn sucks. And so Jimmy Uso music hit. Jimmy Uso was walking to the ring, and KO had asked him, like, dude, why are you out here? And so Jimmy was like, because you talk too much. And so he just punched him right in the face. While Jimmy was walking to the ring, KO was like, starting that terrible music off. First of all, KO, Jimmy Uso's music is great. It's not terrible music. So they were brawling and stuff. And Jimmy went for the splash, but KO had rolled out the ring. And so Jimmy had grabbed the microphone and just challenged KO to a match later on tonight. And so backstage, we had Carmelo Hayes with Nick Aldis. And so Carmelo was upset that his match with Jimmy got canceled. Aldis had made the match with he and Jimmy for next week. And so, Carmelo said, I want some competition, yada, yada, yada. Aldis was like, there's going to be somebody that just got traded to SmackDown with this transfer window, and he's going to be your opponent tonight. And so Melo was like, nah, I want to see him face to face right now. And so, Aldis was like, yeah, he's on his way. And so Carmelo was like, yeah, I'll wait for him. I have all day. Chelsea Green, the Women's United States champion, and Piper Niven went in a tag team match against B-Fab and Michin. And so, yeah, this match was nothing special. We had to eat the feet to Green for Michin to win the match. So, yeah, I'm usually the first person to tell y'all, if you guys watch my past videos, I'm the first person to tell y'all that champions should never be pinned in non-title matches. But in this case, I didn't mind it because, you can't, like, there's only so many times you can beat Piper Niven. She always gets the short end of the stick. Carmelo Hayes and Nick Aldis, they were still waiting for this person. And so the person turned out to be Damian Priest. And so Damian Priest is now a part of the SmackDown roster. And so Aldis had made the match between Priest and Hayes later on tonight. And so, yeah, it's good move for Priest. At first, I thought, that he was going to go at the Braun Breaker. That would have been a great match. But it looks like now, tonight, look like he's going to go after the WWE Championship or the U.S. Championship. I'll probably say the U.S. Championship. But based off of tonight, he's probably going after the WWE Championship. We had a vignette of Charlotte Flair. And so Charlotte, she had announced that she's going to be a part of the Women's Royal Rumble match. So this is the first time we hearing her talking these vignettes. And so, yeah, this right here, I groaned at this next segment. And so, yeah, Tiffany Stratton, the women's champion, she was on her way to the ring. The crowd had popped for her, of course. And Tiffy, she has said that she is the center of everyone's attention. And she bragged about beating Bayley last week on SmackDown. And Tiffy, she has said that she's not worried about, who's going to win the Rumble. And she said that the winner of the Rumble is running on Tiffy's time. on Tiffy's time. And so Rhea Ripley's music hit, and the women's world champion. And so Tiffany, she's afraid, of course. Rhea had told Tiffy, yeah, Tiffy, I know you're new around here, but as you can see, I'm the women's champion too. And so Rhea, she has said that she respects Tiffany for what she did to Nia. But Rhea, she has said that she's going to do worse to Nia on tomorrow, on Saturday night's main event. And so Nia Jax's music hit. And Nia Jax is everywhere, man. She was on Raw, and now she's on SmackDown. And so Nia, she said that she's going to enter the Women's Royal Rumble match. And at first I thought, correct me if I'm wrong. But I thought she already announced herself in the Royal Rumble. I think it was on Raw. I think this past week on Raw, or probably last week on Raw. She was in Bayley's face, and she said that she was going to enter the Rumble and all that stuff. But she announced it again. And so Nia had told a kid that their mom sucked. And so, yeah, that was funny. So Nia, she said that she's going to beat Rhea Ripley tomorrow and win the championship. And then she's going to win the Rumble and go ahead and take Tiffany Stratton's title. And so Bianca Belair music hit. And that's where I grown. Now, I already knew where it was going. Somebody came out, they was going to announce themselves in the Rumble. And then somebody else came out, they was going to announce themselves in the Rumble. So Bianca came out. Her and Naomi came out. They both announced their entries in the Rumble. Liv Morgan's music hit. And I was like, man, how many more people are going to come out? And so she announced herself in the Women's Royal Rumble match. And she said she's going to win. And you know why she's going to win? Because Raquel Rodriguez is going to make sure she's going to win the match. So Raquel Rodriguez is in the Rumble. Now, Liv Morgan was being annoying and all that stuff. And so Rhea Ripley had headbutted her right in the face. And so the brawl had broke out. And so Nick Aldis came out. And when he came out, it went to commercial break. And then when we came back from commercial break, the ladies, they were in the ring. So apparently he made the match a 6 women's match during a break. And so it was Rhea Ripley, Bianca Belair, and Naomi versus Nia Jax, Liv Morgan, and Candice LeRae. And so, yeah, the crowd was into this match. But so Nia and Liv, they took out Rhea and Bianca, causing Naomi to have nobody to tag in. And so Rhea, she eventually recovered from that. And she got the hot tag and she started taking out everybody. She took out Raquel Rodriguez. And then Rhea had hit the riptide to Liv on top of Nia. And then Bianca was the legal person, right? She was the legal person. And she hit the KOD to Candice, who she thought was the legal person. But Liv had rolled up Bianca from behind while she was laid down on the ground to win the match. So the heels won the match. And so backstage we had Michin, B-Fab, Chelsea Green, and Piper Niven. And so Michin, she got a match with Chelsea Green next week for the United States Championship. Yeah, Johnny Gargano versus Apollo Crews. And I was like, man, when was the last time Apollo Crews had a match? Yeah, this was good too. Johnny had knocked Crews' head off with that super kick. And then Crews hit a military press, followed up by the standing moonsault. And so Ciampa, the referee had her back turned around, and Ciampa had took out Crews on the outside. And so that's when the Motor City Machine Guns walked out, and Ciampa and Gargano got distracted. And so Crews had rolled up Gargano for the 1-2-3. So Crews wins the match. And so, yeah, he won the match. And when he rolled out the ring, he started grabbing at his shoulder. It looked like, oh. So, yeah, Crews was grabbing at his shoulder, right? And he was grabbing at his pec. And I was like, oh, man. I was like, hopefully he's not hurt. I hope he was selling. But, man, this is the worst time. If he is hurt, it is the worst time to get hurt. Jacob Fatu and Tama Tonga, they were walking backstage. They were on their way to the ring. Jacob had cut this promo on Braun Strowman and LA Knight. Jacob had said that he's Godzilla and King Kong. And so Tama Tonga, he did his whole, yeah. And so they came out to the ring versus LA Knight. One thing I will say, though, with the ring announcer, Lillian Garcia, she did not say yeah at the LA night. So I was like, thank God my prayers have been answered. Before the match could even start, Knight had grabbed the microphone and he said that he was this close. He was this close on winning the US title, but Tama and Fatu had ruined it. Knight had called Tama Tonga Tommy Tonga. And he said that, I'm gonna take care of you. You're gonna get BFT tonight. Knight, he started making fun of Jacob Fatu's boogeyman dance. When he do all this. What the heck was that? But yeah, he said he's gonna take him out if he tried to get involved in this match. And so, he ended off with everybody saying L.A. Knight, yeah. So Knight had caught Tama in midair off the ropes and caught him with a power slam. So that was a nice move. And then Tama had cut him off with a flatliner into those steel steps. And so to end the match, Knight tried to go for the BFT. And as soon as he went for the BFT, Jacob Fatu, he ran up the ring apron. And so that distracted Knight. Knight had took out Fatu. And so Knight ended up hitting Tama with the BFT to win the match. So therefore, LA Knight wins the match. And so after the match, Fatu had took out LA Knight and gave him a Samoan drop on the announce table. The table, of course, didn't break. And so Braun Strowman's music had hit. And so Braun was walking down to the ring. He got into the ring. He was daring Jacob to get into the ring. And so Tama tried to stop him. But Jacob Fatu had shoved Tama away. So that's the first time Tama getting physical with one of his family members. So Fatu had gotten in the ring. And so, the crowd started chanting holy shit. Tama tried taking out Braun Strowman. Tried to blindside him. And then Fatu had charged at Strowman. Strowman had moved out of the way. Jacob had went head first into the turn post. Braun had took Jacob outside of the ring. Or he clotheslined him over the top rope. Yeah, he clotheslined him over the top rope. And so Jacob tried getting back into the ring. And so Tama had held him back. And so, yeah, this is the only match, as far as the Saturday night's main event, this is the only match that I'm interested in. That's the only match that I'm interested in. But yeah, I'm not going to be able to watch it on Saturday because I have a match at The Miz. He was trying to make friends with Grayson Waller and Austin Theory. And so Aldis had showed up and said, he told Grayson Waller and Austin Theory to pack their bags because they're going to Monday Night Raw. They just got transferred to Raw. And so Grayson and Theory, they were happy about it. But Miz wasn't happy about it. Because at first, Austin Theory and Grayson Waller, they were on board on teaming up with The Miz. And so, yeah, the three of them can make a great faction, bro. It's three similar characters. They could make a good team. So after that, we had Shinsuke Nakamura, the United States champion. He had a vignette, and he announced himself in the Royal Rumble. So Shinsuke Nakamura, he is no stranger to Royal Rumble matches. He won his very first Royal Rumble match in 2018. So we had Damian Priest versus Carmelo Hayes. It was a speed versus power thing. Melo, of course, uses speed, and Priest, of course, uses power. Melo, he had at one point reversed the South of Heaven, and he hits like a tilt-a-whirl stunner, followed up by the first 48 for the near fall, and they were both going back and forth. And then to end the match, Priest hit his South of Heaven finishing move to Hayes to win the match. And so Nick Aldis, he was backstage with DIY and the Motor City Machine Guns. And the Motor City Machine Guns, they talked to Aldis, and they made a match with DIY and the Motor City Machine Guns at the Royal Rumble in the 2 out of 3 falls for the tag team championships at the Royal Rumble. And that match is going to be a banger, man. Priest was backstage. He ran into Cody Rhodes. And Cody, he looked at Priest. He was like, SmackDown, right? And so Cody had welcomed Priest to SmackDown, and they both shook hands. And so Cody left. And so after Cody left, Priest was like, I'll see you soon, champ. We saw The Miz again. He tried making friends with Andrade. And so Andrade, he was on board with it. But at first, I have to find somebody. And he left. And then Jimmy Uso shows up, right? Jimmy Uso shows up, and he just started laughing at The Miz. And Jimmy left. And so he ran it. So Jimmy ran into Carmelo Hayes, right? And so Hayes just started talking trash to Jimmy. I don't remember what he said, but I think he said something about KO. It's only gonna take KO a couple of moves to beat you. And then, Jimmy was like, it's only gonna take me 3 moves to beat you. And he ended off saying no yeet. And so once again, Carmelo Hayes is getting cooked backstage. He lost earlier tonight, and now he's constantly getting cooked. So yeah, Jimmy was walking away. So yeah, Jimmy left, right? He was on his way to the ring through the gorilla position. And so while he was on his way to the gorilla position, you could clearly see Carmelo Hayes following him. Jimmy could see it. We could all see it because there's a mirror in the hallway. So yeah, I don't know why he couldn't just turn around like, dude, what you following me for? Or just beat him up right there. But like, yeah, we all saw it. I know he saw it. But yeah, Jimmy made his entrance, and so Carmelo Hayes attacked Jimmy Uso on his way to the ring during his entrance. And so yeah, and they both got separated by the officials and all that stuff. And so Jimmy continued his entrance into the main event, Jimmy Uso versus Kevin Owens. So yeah, the thing with Kevin Owens is that he liked to play mind games with the t-shirts that he wear. He did it with Cody Rhodes, by wearing a Dusty Rhodes shirt, right? And saying that he's the son of a technician and all that stuff. Tonight he was wearing a Naomi t-shirt to play mind games with Jimmy Uso because, of course, if you guys didn't know, Jimmy Uso is married to Naomi. So, did that to play mind games with Jimmy. KO, he was antagonizing Joe Tessitore and Matthew McConaughey. Kevin Owens hit a frog splash to Jimmy off the ring apron, which had to hurt, bro. So KO, he started going after the arm, and so the arm was the focus of the match. Jimmy Uso's arm was. And so Jimmy, this spot right here was the most brutal spot in this match. So Kevin was going for the Swanton bomb, right? And so he went for the Swanton bomb, and Jimmy got his knees up. And so the back of Kevin Owens' head hit Jimmy Uso's knees. And I was like, oh. Because as soon as he landed on his knees, bro, I saw him grab at his head, the back of his head. And so, dude, I would actually be shocked if he wasn't concussed after that. But yeah, they were both trading super kicks. Jimmy had spear KO. Jimmy tried to go for the Uso splash, but Kevin Owens yanked him off the top rope. Yanked him by the top rope by his arm and started going after the arm and sent him into the ring post, shoulder first. And so Kevin hit the pop-up powerbomb to win the match. So after the match, KO tried to give Jimmy the package power driver on the announce table, but Cody Rhodes' music had hit, right? And so they were both brawling. So yeah, Cody Rhodes, of course, didn't wear his suit. He had his suit on earlier in the night, but he didn't have his suit on tonight. Because remember what he said? He said, I'm going to beat up Kevin Owens on sight. And so, yeah, he had his hoodie on. So, and then we went off air. We went off air while they were still fighting. And that was it. That was it with SmackDown. Overall, man, like, yeah, what I wanted to say, too, like, nothing major happened. Nothing major happened on the show. That's what I meant. That's what I was trying to say earlier, but I didn't get a chance to say it. But yeah, it's long. It's really long. 3 hours is a long time for a Friday night show. Like I said this on the first time I reviewed it, the first SmackDown review that I did. I had said that nobody wants to sit through a 3-hour wrestling show on a Friday night. Mondays, yes. Because Monday has always been 3 hours. But SmackDown, on the other hand, never been 3 hours. So, I don't know, man. I'm just not a fan of the 3-hour show. Like, because at that point, it feels like stuff just drag on and drag on and drag on when it's long. But I wouldn't mind it being 2.5 hours, right? Take the Raw route by doing 2.5 hours. But yeah, it wasn't entirely bad, but like I just really didn't enjoy like most of it. I enjoyed some parts of it, but like I enjoyed the whole thing. That was it with the SmackDown review on The Ryan Awesome Show. If you like this video, hit the thumbs up. If you like this video, hit the thumbs up. And if you're new around here, hit that subscribe button. And right next to that subscribe button is a bell. Make sure you click on that bell so you're the first ones to know when my next video is uploaded. And if you guys miss anything, everything is in the link. Everything is in the description. I gotta make it clear too. Again, I will not be reviewing Saturday night's main event tomorrow night because I have a match tomorrow night. So I'm not gonna be able to watch it live, but I will briefly talk about it the next time I see you guys. And once again, guys, thank you for the love and the support for the show. Thank you, thank you, and thank you. And I'll see you guys on Monday for Monday Night Raw. And yeah, man, and this has been The Ryan Awesome Show. Take care, stay safe, and don't forget to be awesome, my awesome ones. And that's that.